Your Honor, I don't care if her husband just died. Rules are rules. Those words hang in the air like poison. The courtroom goes completely silent. Every person stops moving. Every breath is held. Judge Frank Caprio looks up from his papers. His eyes narrow. He stares at the young man standing before him. This is Providence Municipal Court. It's a regular Thursday morning. The room smells like old wood and coffee. Fluorescent lights buzz overhead. About 40 people sit in the gallery. They're waiting for their own cases. They're about to witness something they'll never forget. The young man's name is Trevor Blackwell. He's 26 years old. His hair is styled perfectly with expensive gel. He wears a navy blue Brooks Brothers suit that probably costs $3,000. A Tag Heuer watch catches the light every time he moves his wrist. His shoes are Italian leather. They're so shiny you could see your reflection. His tie is silk. His cufflinks are real gold. Everything about him screams money. But it's not just what he wears. It's how he stands. His chin is up. His shoulders are back. He looks at the judge like they're equals. No, like he's better. His mouth has this small smirk. Like this whole thing is amusing to him. Like court is just a minor inconvenience in his very important day. If you believe everyone deserves compassion in their darkest moments, you'll want to see what happens next. Judge Caprio shuffles some papers. He's 78 years old. His face has deep lines that show years of wisdom. His hair is white. His eyes are kind but sharp. He's been a judge for over 30 years. He's seen everything, but even he looks surprised by what he just heard. Let's start from the beginning, Judge Caprio says. His voice is calm, professional. Bailiff, what's the case number? The bailiff stands. He's a big man in a crisp uniform. Case 2025 TR 94563, Your Honor. Citation issued to Ms. Elena Martinez. Elena sits in the first row. She's 39 years old. Her eyes are red and swollen. Not from today. From weeks of crying. She wears a simple black dress. The same one she wore to her husband's funeral 3 days ago. She hasn't had the energy to change. Her hands shake in her lap. She holds a tissue that's been used so many times it's falling apart. Her hair is pulled back in a messy ponytail. No makeup. Dark circles under her eyes. She looks like she hasn't slept in days. Because she hasn't. Her husband, Miguel, died 2 weeks ago. Heart attack. He was 41. No warning. 1 minute he was laughing at the dinner table. The next minute he was gone. They have 3 kids. Isabella is 12. Carlos is 9. Lil Sofia is only 6. They keep asking when Daddy's coming home. Elena has to explain over and over that he's not. Each time breaks her heart again. Elena works as a home health aide. She takes care of elderly people who can't take care of themselves. She helps them bathe. She helps them eat. She makes sure they take their medicine. It's hard work. It pays $14 an hour. She works 50 hours a week. Sometimes more. It's barely enough to pay the bills. Miguel was a mechanic. He brought home a little more. Together, they made it work. They weren't rich, but they were happy. They had enough. They had each other. Now Elena has to do it all alone. The funeral cost $8,000. She had to borrow money from her sister. She has no idea how she'll pay it back. The kids need clothes. They need food. They need school supplies. The rent is due in 2 weeks. She's drowning. And then she got the ticket. Judge Caprio looks at Elena. His expression softens. Ms. Martinez, can you tell me what happened? Elena stands slowly. Her legs feel weak. She walks to the front. Your Honor, Her voice cracks. She takes a breath. My husband died 2 weeks ago. His funeral was on Tuesday. The next day, Wednesday, I had to go back to work. I have 3 children. I can't afford missed shifts. I parked on Westminster Street. I thought I put money in the meter. But I was so tired. So confused. I must have forgotten. When I came out 4 hours later, there was a ticket on my windshield. Tears roll down her face. She doesn't wipe them. She's too tired to care. The ticket is for $75. Your Honor, I don't have $75. I can barely buy groceries. I buried my husband 3 days ago. I'm trying to keep my family together. I'm trying to keep going. But She can't finish. Her shoulders shake. She starts to cry. The courtroom is silent. You could hear a pin drop. A woman in the 3rd row dabs her eyes with her sleeve. A man in the back row shakes his head sadly. Even the bailiff looks down at his feet. Judge Caprio nods slowly. I understand, Ms. Martinez. Please sit down. Take your time. That's when Trevor Blackwell steps forward. He wasn't supposed to be part of this case. He's here for his own ticket. He's waiting in line, but he can't keep his mouth shut. Your Honor, if I may, Trevor says. His voice is loud, confident. He doesn't wait for permission. I'm a concerned citizen. I think this sets a bad precedent. Judge Caprio looks at him. I'm sorry, who are you? Trevor Blackwell. I'm an attorney at Blackwell & Associates. My father founded the firm. He says this like it explains everything. Like his last name is supposed to mean something. Mr. Blackwell, this is not your case. Please wait your turn. Trevor doesn't sit down. I understand, Your Honor. But I park on Westminster Street every day. I pay my meters. I follow the rules. If she gets special treatment because of her situation, that's not fair to the rest of us. The gallery starts to murmur. People can't believe what they're hearing. A woman gasps. An older man leans forward. Did he just say that? Someone whispers. Judge Caprio raises his hand. The room goes quiet. Mr. Blackwell, I appreciate your concern for fairness. But compassion is also part of justice. This woman just lost her husband. She's struggling. A little understanding goes a long way. Trevor shrugs. With all due respect, Your Honor, everyone has problems. My firm deals with corporate clients who face millions in fines. They don't get sympathy. Why should she? He actually says this. Out loud. In front of everyone. Elena looks at him. Her eyes are wide. She can't believe someone could be so cold. So cruel. She's barely holding herself together. And this man in his expensive suit is comparing her grief to corporate fines. Judge Caprio leans back in his chair. He studies Trevor carefully. Mr. Blackwell, what are you here for today? Trevor walks to the podium like he owns it. Parking citation. I parked in a loading zone for 15 minutes while I ran into my office to grab some files. I have proof I was only there briefly. And what's the fine? $90. Can you afford to pay it? Trevor laughs. Actually laughs. Of course. That's not the point. The point is I shouldn't have to. I was conducting business. I'm a job creator. I contribute to this city's economy. My firm paid over $2 million in taxes last year. That should count for something. The room erupts in whispers. People can't believe what they're hearing. Judge Caprio holds up his hand again. So let me understand this correctly. You think your tax contribution should excuse you from following parking laws? I'm saying there should be discretion. I'm a productive member of society. He points at Elena without even looking at her. She parks illegally and wants a free pass because life is hard. Life is hard for everyone. Elena's face goes pale. She grips the edge of the bench. A younger woman sitting next to her puts a hand on her shoulder. Judge Caprio's expression changes. The kindness in his eyes is still there. But now there's something else. Something harder. Mr. Blackwell, sit down. Your Honor, I'm just. Sit down. Trevor finally sits. But he's still smirking. He thinks he made his point. He has no idea what's coming. Judge Caprio turns back to Elena. Ms. Martinez, I'm going to continue your case for a moment. I need to address something first. He looks at Trevor. Mr. Blackwell, approach the bench. Trevor stands. He straightens his tie. He walks forward with confidence. The bailiff announces his case. Case 2025, TR 94511. Citation for parking in a loading zone. Mr. Blackwell, you said you parked illegally because you had to grab files from your office? Correct. It was urgent. A client needed documents for a meeting. Could you have parked in the garage across the street? Technically, yes. But that would have taken an extra 5 minutes. My time is valuable. There it is. Judge Caprio writes something down. How valuable? Trevor doesn't hesitate. I bill at $450 an hour. So those 5 minutes would have cost my client about $37. I see. So you broke the law to save your client $37. When you put it that way, it sounds bad. But in the legal world, efficiency matters. In the real world, Mr. Blackwell, rules matter. Laws matter. They apply to everyone equally. You, me, Ms. Martinez over there, who just buried her husband. Trevor shifts his weight. I understand that, Your Honor. I'm just saying context matters. Context. Judge Caprio repeats the word slowly. You want me to consider context for you. But you don't think I should consider context for a widow with 3 children who's working herself to death to keep food on the table? That's different. How? Trevor opens his mouth, closes it, opens it again. She broke a different law for a different reason. You both part illegally. You both have reasons. Hers is grief and exhaustion. Yours is impatience and entitlement. Tell me which one deserves more understanding. The gallery is completely silent. Everyone leans forward. This is getting good. Trevor's face gets red. Your Honor, I don't appreciate the characterization. I'm not entitled. I work hard for everything I have. Do you? Judge Caprio picks up a paper. It says here your father is Harrison Blackwell, senior partner at Blackwell and Associates, the firm you work at, the firm that bears your family name. Tell me, Mr. Blackwell, did you apply for that job like everyone else? Trevor's jaw tightens. My father gave me an opportunity. I still had to go to law school. I still had to pass the bar. Which law school? Yale. Did you pay for it yourself? Silence. Mr. Blackwell, did you pay for Yale Law School yourself? My father helped with tuition. Helped? Or paid? He paid. Judge Caprio nods. Yale Law School costs about $70,000 a year. Times 3 years. That's over $200,000. Your father paid that, then gave you a job at his firm, where you now bill at $450 an hour. And you think you worked hard for everything you have. Trevor's face is now bright red. I earned my position. I win cases. I bring in clients. I'm sure you do. But let's talk about Ms. Martinez for a moment. She works 50 hours a week at $14 an hour. That's $700 a week before taxes. About $600 after. She has 3 children to feed. Her husband just died. His income is gone. She has funeral debt. She has rent. She has utilities. She has groceries. She has school expenses. And you're standing in my courtroom saying she doesn't deserve compassion because rules are rules. The gallery erupts. People start talking. Someone says amen. Someone else claps. The bailiff doesn't stop them. Even he looks like he agrees. Judge Caprio lets it go for a moment, then raises his hand. Silence returns. Trevor tries to recover. Your Honor, I didn't mean to be insensitive. I just think the law should apply equally. It does apply equally, Mr. Blackwell. What doesn't apply equally is life. She was born into a family that struggles. You were born into a family worth millions. She works with her hands caring for sick people. You work in an office your father gave you. She drives a 15-year-old Honda with 200,000 miles. You drive. Judge Caprio looks at another paper. A BMW M5. Is that correct? Yes. That car costs about $100,000. It was a gift. From my father. For passing the bar exam. Someone in the gallery laughs. It's not a happy laugh. It's a bitter laugh. The laugh of someone who's never gotten a $100,000 gift for anything. Judge Caprio leans forward. Mr. Blackwell, let me tell you something about rules. Rules exist to create order, to protect people, to make society function. But rules without compassion are just cruelty. And people who follow rules just to punish others who are suffering, those people miss the whole point of justice. Trevor doesn't respond. He just stands there. His smirk is gone now. Let me ask you something else. When was the last time you missed a meal? What? A meal? When was the last time you went hungry? I don't know. I've never really. Never. You've never been hungry. Not really hungry. The kind of hungry where your stomach hurts and you can't sleep. Ms. Martinez knows that hunger. Her children know that hunger. Have you ever had to choose between paying rent and buying medicine? No. Have you ever had to work 2 jobs just to keep the lights on? No. Have you ever held someone you love while they died? Felt their hand go cold in yours? Had to tell your children that their father is never coming home? Trevor's voice is quiet now. No, Your Honor. Then maybe, Mr. Blackwell, you should think very carefully before you tell me what's fair. The courtroom erupts again. This time louder. People are nodding. Someone shouts, that's right. The bailiff lets it go longer this time. Because even he's moved. Trevor stands frozen. He doesn't know what to say. For the first time in his life, his money can't help him. His name can't protect him. He's exposed. Judge Caprio isn't done. I want to show you something. He picks up a folder. Opens it. This is Officer Davis's report. He's the one who wrote Ms. Martinez's ticket. Let me read you what he wrote in his notes. Notes that aren't usually part of the official record. Notes he added because he felt bad. The judge puts on his reading glasses. Subject was clearly distressed. When I approached the vehicle to place the citation, I observed the subject sitting in the driver's seat crying. She didn't notice me at first. There was a funeral program on the passenger seat. I checked the date. The funeral was the day before. Subject looked exhausted. I considered not writing the ticket, but I had already called it in. I feel terrible about this. She seemed like she was barely holding it together. Elena starts crying again. She covers her face with her hands. Judge Caprio continues. Officer Davis has been on the force for 19 years. He's written thousands of tickets. This is the first time he's ever added personal notes like this, because even he knew this was wrong. Trevor shifts uncomfortably. Your Honor, I didn't know all that. You didn't know because you didn't ask. You didn't care. You saw a woman asking for help, and your first instinct was to make sure she didn't get it. Why? Because it might set a bad precedent. Because you pay your meters. I just thought. No, Mr. Blackwell. You didn't think. That's the problem. Judge Caprio signals to the clerk. She brings him another folder. This one is thick. He opens it slowly. Takes his time. The courtroom waits. Mr. Blackwell, I did some research while we've been talking. My clerk is very efficient. He looks at the papers. It says here you've had 7 parking citations in the past 2 years. Trevor's eyes widen. Yes. I've paid all of them. 4 of them were dismissed. Because your father's firm represents several city council members. Because phone calls were made. Because strings were pulled. The gallery gasps. Trevor's face goes pale. So let me understand this. You've broken parking laws 7 times in 2 years. More than half of those tickets disappeared because of your connections. But this woman, who made one mistake during the worst week of her life, doesn't deserve understanding. Your Honor, those situations were different. Different how? Because you could afford to make phone calls? Because you knew who to call? Trevor doesn't answer. He can't. Judge Caprio pulls out another document. Here's something else interesting. Last year, you were caught doing 83 miles per hour in a 45 zone. Residential area. Near an elementary school. That ticket was also dismissed. Want to tell me how that happened? Trevor's hands start to shake. My father knows the traffic court judge. Your father knows the judge. So you drive 83 in a 45 near a school where children play. And nothing happens to you. But Ms. Martinez forgets to feed a meter one time, and you think she should pay. Someone in the gallery stands up. It's an older man with gray hair. Your Honor, can I say something? Judge Caprio looks surprised. Sir, this is highly unusual, but yes. Approach. The man walks forward. He's wearing work boots and a flannel shirt. His hands are rough. Calloused. These are hands that have worked for 60 years. My name is Frank Sullivan. I'm retired now, but I worked construction for 40 years. I want to tell you about Elena Martinez. Elena looks up. She recognizes him. Mr. Sullivan. Frank nods at her, then turns to the judge. Elena took care of my wife for the last 2 years of her life. My Margaret had Alzheimer's. She didn't know who I was anymore. Didn't know who she was. But Elena came to our house every day. She bathed her, fed her, talked to her like she was a person, not just a patient. She treated my wife with dignity when my wife couldn't even remember her own name. Frank's voice cracks. When Margaret died last year, Elena came to the funeral. She didn't have to. It wasn't part of her job. But she came. She hugged me. She cried with me. She's one of the good ones, Your Honor. One of the people who makes this world better just by being in it. The courtroom is silent. Frank turns to Trevor. You, boy, you in your fancy suit. You don't know nothing about hard work. You don't know nothing about real life. Elena Martinez has more character in her little finger than you'll have in your entire life. And you got the nerve to stand here and judge her. Trevor looks at the floor. Frank turns back to Judge Caprio. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you, Your Honor. He walks back to his seat. The gallery breaks into applause. The bailiff doesn't stop them. Judge Caprio waits for the room to quiet. Then he speaks. Mr. Blackwell, do you understand now? Trevor nods slowly. Yes, Your Honor. Do you? Because I don't think you do. I think you're nodding because you know you're supposed to. But I don't think you really get it. So let me explain it to you in terms you might understand. Judge Caprio takes off his glasses, rubs his eyes, puts them back on. Your father gave you money, gave you education, gave you a job, gave you a car, gave you every advantage. And what have you done with it? Have you helped anyone? Have you made anyone's life better? Trevor doesn't answer. I'll tell you what you've done. You've used those advantages to break rules and get away with it. You've used your connections to avoid consequences. You've looked down on people who weren't born lucky like you. And today you stood in my courtroom and tried to prevent a grieving widow from getting a single moment of mercy. That's what you've done with your privilege. The judge's voice gets harder. Elena Martinez was given nothing. She works brutal hours for poverty wages. She takes care of people at their most vulnerable. She raised 3 children with a husband who's now gone. She has no connections, no money, no safety net, but she shows up every day. She does her job with compassion. She treats people with dignity. She makes the world better despite having every reason to be bitter. Judge Caprio points at Elena. That woman is twice the person you'll ever be. And you had the audacity to stand here and lecture her about following rules. Trevor's whole body is shaking now. His expensive suit suddenly looks like a costume, like he's a child playing dress-up in his father's clothes. I'm sorry, Trevor whispers. I'm so sorry. You're not sorry. Not yet. But you will be. Judge Caprio opens another folder. Here's what's going to happen. First, let's deal with Ms. Martinez's case. He looks at Elena. Ms. Martinez, your ticket is dismissed. With prejudice. That means it's erased from the record like it never happened. Elena gasps. Your Honor, thank you. Thank you so much. Wait, I'm not finished. I'm also going to arrange for the city to provide you with 6 months of free parking passes. You can park in any metered spot in the downtown area without paying. That should help you get to work without worrying. Elena starts crying again, but this time they're tears of relief. I don't know what to say. You don't have to say anything. You've been through enough. Judge Caprio smiles at her. It's a real smile, warm and genuine. Go home to your children, hug them tight, and know that this city sees you. We see your struggle. We see your strength. You're not alone. Elena nods. She can't speak. She's overwhelmed. People in the gallery are crying now too. Then Judge Caprio turns back to Trevor. The warmth disappears from his face. Now, Mr. Blackwell, let's talk about you. Trevor stands up straighter, trying to look brave. Failing. Your fine for parking in the loading zone is $90. I'm changing that. Your new fine is $5,000. The gallery erupts. Trevor's mouth drops open. $5,000. Your Honor, that's what it costs. The ticket is $90. But I'm also charging you with contempt of court for your behavior today. For $1,910 for contempt. Do you know why that specific number? Trevor shakes his head. Because that's 7 times what Elena Martinez makes in a week. You said your time is valuable. That 5 minutes is worth $37 to you. Well, her time is valuable too. You wasted her time. You caused her pain. You disrespected this court. So you're going to pay. Trevor's face is white now. Your Honor, I'll pay it. That's fine. Oh, I know you'll pay it. That's not the punishment. That's just money. And money means nothing to you because you didn't earn it. Your father will probably write the check. No, Mr. Blackwell, your real punishment is going to teach you something money can't buy. Judge Caprio leans forward. Here's what else you're going to do. 200 hours of community service. 200 hours. Yes, but not just any community service. You're going to work as an aide with Elena Martinez. You're going to spend 200 hours taking care of elderly and disabled people. You're going to help them bathe, help them eat, help them use the bathroom. You're going to see what real work looks like. Trevor's face shows horror. Pure horror. Your Honor, I'm an attorney. I don't know how to. You'll learn. Elena will teach you. And you will do every single thing she tells you to do. You will show up in scrubs, not a suit. You will call her ma'am. You will treat her with the respect she deserves. And maybe, just maybe, you'll learn what it means to serve other people instead of yourself. The gallery applauds. Some people stand up. Trevor looks like he might cry. But wait, there's more. Judge Caprio isn't done. Your hours will be served on weekends. Saturday and Sunday. 8 hours each day. For 13 consecutive weekends. That's 3 months of your life. No skipping. No rescheduling. If you miss even 1 hour, you start over from zero. Your Honor, please. I have plans. I have cases. I have. You have an opportunity to become a better person. I suggest you take it. Judge Caprio's voice is steel. And here's another condition. You will keep a journal. Every single day you work, you will write at least 500 words about what you learned, about the people you met, about what you saw, about how it made you feel. At the end of 3 months, you will submit that journal to me. And it better be honest, because if I sense you're just going through the motions, I will extend your service another 3 months. Trevor's legs look weak. He grabs the podium for support. Additionally, Judge Caprio continues, you will write a personal apology letter to Ms. Martinez. Not typed, handwritten, at least 2 pages. And you will read it aloud in this courtroom 2 weeks from today, in front of whoever wants to come watch. Your Honor, I'm not finished. Each word is sharp. You mentioned your law firm, how you're a productive member of society, how you create jobs. Here's what else you're going to do. Your firm is going to provide free legal services to 10 low-income families over the next year. Real services, estate planning, tenant disputes, small claims, whatever they need. And you personally will supervise every case. You will meet with these families. You will see their struggles. You will help them navigate a legal system that usually ignores them. Trevor is shaking his head. My father will never agree to that. Then I guess you better be very persuasive. Because if your firm doesn't complete this requirement, you will face additional contempt charges. And those charges will come with jail time. The word jail hits Trevor like a punch. His face goes gray. Oh, and one more thing. Judge Caprio picks up his gavel. Your law license. I'm recommending a formal review by the State Bar Association, based on your admission that you've received preferential treatment due to your father's connections, based on your complete lack of compassion, based on your attitude toward the law as something that applies to other people but not to you. No, please, Your Honor, my career. Your career will be fine if you deserve it, if you're actually a good lawyer. But if you've been coasting on your father's name, then maybe it's time for a reality check. Judge Caprio's voice softens just slightly. Mr. Blackwell, I'm not trying to destroy you. I'm trying to teach you. You're 26 years old. You still have time to become a good person. But you have to choose it. You have to want it. And right now, I don't think you do. Trevor stands there. His whole world is crashing down. Everything he thought was solid is crumbling. The smirk is long gone. The confidence is gone. He looks small now. Young. Scared. Do you have anything to say? Judge Caprio asks. Trevor's voice is barely a whisper. I'm sorry. To who? To Ms. Martinez. He turns to Elena. I'm so sorry. I was wrong. I was cruel. I should never have said those things. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for everything. Elena looks at him. Her eyes are still red. Still puffy. But there's something else there now. Not forgiveness. Not yet. But maybe the beginning of understanding. You don't know what pain feels like, she says quietly. You don't know what it's like to lose everything. Maybe now you'll learn. Judge Caprio nods. Mr. Blackwell, you will report to the clerk's office before you leave. They will provide you with your community service paperwork. Your first shift is this Saturday at 7 in the morning. Don't be late. Ms. Martinez will be expecting you. Yes, Your Honor. And Mr. Blackwell? I suggest you leave your BMW at home. Take the bus. See how the other half lives. The gallery laughs. Not meanly, but with satisfaction. Justice is being served. Judge Caprio bangs his gavel. This court is in recess for 15 minutes. Everyone stands. The bailiff opens a side door for the judge. As Judge Caprio walks out, he pauses. Looks back at Elena. Nods once. She nods back. No words needed. Trevor stands at the podium. Frozen. He doesn't know what to do. Where to go. His whole life has changed in 30 minutes. Elena walks past him. She doesn't look at him. She doesn't say anything. She just walks to the door. Frank Sullivan meets her there. Puts his arm around her shoulders. They walk out together. People in the gallery start to leave. They talk in hushed voices. Everyone's talking about what just happened. About Trevor. About Elena. About justice. One woman stops next to Trevor. She's older. Maybe 60. She looks him up and down. You got off easy, son, she says. Then she walks away. Trevor finally moves. He walks to the clerk's office. His legs feel like rubber. The clerk is a middle-aged woman with kind eyes. But even she looks at him with disappointment. "I need the community service paperwork," he says. She hands him a thick packet. "Fill out the first 3 pages. Bring them Saturday, 7 a.m. sharp. The address is on page 4. Thank you." She doesn't respond, just turns back to her computer. Trevor walks out of the courthouse. The sun is bright, too bright. It hurts his eyes. He put on his sunglasses. Designer sunglasses. Tom Ford. $400. His BMW is parked in a reserved spot. A spot his father's firm pays for. He gets in. The leather seats are heated. The car starts with a button. The sound system is premium. Everything is perfect. But he doesn't feel perfect. He feels sick. He sits there for a long time. Engine running. Not moving. His phone buzzes. A text from his father. "How'd court go? I assume they dismissed it." Trevor doesn't respond. He just stares at the message. Finally, he puts the car in gear. Drives home. His apartment is downtown. 20th floor. Floor-to-ceiling windows. View of the river. It costs $4,000 a month. His father pays it. He walks in. Drops his briefcase. Sits on his couch. An Italian leather couch. $8,000. He sits there until dark. Not moving. Just thinking. For the first time in his life, Trevor Blackwell feels small. 3 weeks pass. Trevor has completed 4 shifts with Elena. Each shift is 8 hours. 8 hours of helping people who can't help themselves. 8 hours of seeing real struggle. Real pain. Real dignity in the face of impossible odds. The first day was the hardest. He showed up in brand new scrubs. They still had the tags on them. Elena noticed, but didn't say anything. She just handed him a clipboard. "Today you'll shadow me," she said. Her voice was professional. Not warm, but not cold. Just factual. "Watch what I do. Ask questions if you need to. But mostly just pay attention." Their first patient was an 84-year-old man named Arthur. He had Parkinson's disease. His hands shook so badly he couldn't hold a fork. Elena fed him breakfast. Oatmeal. She moved slowly. Patiently. She told him stories while he ate. Made him laugh. Made him feel human. Trevor watched. He felt uncomfortable. This was so far outside his world. He didn't know what to do with his hands. Where to look. After breakfast, Arthur needed to use the bathroom. Elena helped him stand. Helped him walk. Helped him with his pants. She did it all without making him feel ashamed. Like it was the most natural thing in the world. Trevor felt sick. This was too much. Too real. "Your turn next time," Elena said. Trevor's eyes went wide. "I don't think I can." "You can. You will." Her voice left no room for argument. The second patient was a woman named Dorothy. She was 91. She'd had a stroke. Half her body didn't work. Elena helped her bathe. It took almost an hour. She was so gentle. So careful. She talked to Dorothy the whole time. About Dorothy's life. Her husband who died 30 years ago. Her children who never visit. Trevor stood in the corner. Feeling useless. Feeling guilty. This woman had lived 91 years. Raised 4 children. Worked as a school principal for 40 years. And now, she needed help to wash herself. It wasn't fair. "Life isn't fair," Elena said, like she could read his mind. "But we can be kind. That's what matters." By the end of the first day, Trevor was exhausted. Not physically tired. Emotionally tired. He'd seen things he couldn't unsee. Met people he couldn't forget. He went home and wrote in his journal. He didn't know what to say. So he just wrote the truth. "Today I met Arthur. He shook so badly he needed help eating. But he smiled the whole time. He told me about his wife. They were married 60 years. She died 2 years ago. He misses her every day. But he's still grateful. Grateful for his life. Grateful for people like Elena who help him keep his dignity. I've never been grateful for anything. Not really. I've just expected things. Expected life to work out, because it always has. Arthur has nothing, but he's happier than I am. I don't understand it." The second Saturday was harder. Elena made him help. Really help. He had to feed patients. Help them to the bathroom. Change sheets. Clean up messes. It was humbling. It was awful. It was necessary. He met a woman named Louise. She was 68. She had MS. She couldn't walk. Couldn't move her arms. But she could talk. And she was hilarious. She made jokes the whole time. Dirty jokes. She made Trevor laugh despite everything. "You're that boy from the courthouse," she said. "I saw it on the news. You were a real jerk." Trevor felt his face get hot. "Yeah, I was." "You learning anything?" "I think so." "Good, because rich boys like you need to learn. The world doesn't revolve around you. Took me 68 years and a disease to figure that out. You're learning early. You're lucky." Trevor didn't feel lucky, but he didn't argue. The third Saturday something changed. Trevor stopped thinking about himself. He started thinking about the patients, about their lives, their stories, their humanity. He met a man named James. James was 54. He'd been in a car accident, paralyzed from the waist down. He'd been a construction worker, had worked with his hands his whole life. Now he couldn't even tie his own shoes. "You get used to it," James said, "or you don't. You either accept the new reality, or you stay bitter forever." I chose acceptance. "How?" Trevor asked. "How do you accept something like that?" James shrugged. "Because the alternative is worse. Being angry doesn't change anything. Doesn't make me walk again. Just makes me miserable. And I don't want to be miserable. I want to live, even if living looks different than I planned." Trevor wrote about James that night. "He's stronger than me. He's lost everything, and he's still positive. I haven't lost anything, but I've been miserable my whole life without knowing it. I've had every advantage, and I've wasted it. I've treated people like they don't matter, like only I matter. I'm starting to realize how wrong I was, how much time I've wasted being a terrible person." The fourth Saturday is today. Trevor arrives at 7 a.m. He takes the bus now. Like the judge suggested, it takes 45 minutes. On his first day, driving took 12. But the bus teaches him things. He sees people, working people, tired people, people who do this every single day just to survive. Elena is already there when he arrives. She's always early. "Morning," he says. "Morning." She hands him the clipboard. "Today you're taking the lead. I'll supervise, but you're doing the work." Trevor nods. He's nervous, but also ready. Their first patient is a new one. A woman named Grace. She's 76. She has dementia. She doesn't know where she is. She keeps asking for her mother. Her mother died 50 years ago. Elena watches as Trevor approaches. He's gentle now. Patient. He's learned. "Hi, Grace," he says softly. "My name is Trevor. I'm here to help you today." Grace looks at him with confusion. "Where's my mother?" "She's not here right now. But I am. And I'm going to take good care of you. Is that okay?" Grace nods slowly. "Okay." Trevor helps her eat breakfast. Scrambled eggs, toast, orange juice. He goes slow, talks to her, tells her about the weather, about the flowers outside. Anything to make her feel safe. Elena watches from the doorway. For the first time, she sees something in Trevor. Something real. Something good. After breakfast, Grace needs her medication. Trevor helps her take her pills, then helps her to the chair by the window. She likes the window, likes watching the birds. "Thank you, young man," Grace says. "You're welcome. You're a good boy. Your mother raised you right." Trevor's throat gets tight. "Thank you, Grace." As they leave Grace's room, Elena stops him. "That was good. You're learning." "I'm trying." "I know." She pauses, then adds, "I read about you. After that day in court. Everyone did. The video went viral." Trevor's face burns. "I know. I've seen it. I can't escape it." "Good. You shouldn't escape it. You should remember it. Remember how you made me feel. How you made that whole courtroom feel." "I do. I remember every second. I'm so sorry." Elena looks at him carefully. "I believe you. I didn't at first. I thought you were just going through the motions. But I see it now. You're really trying to change." "I want to be better. I don't want to be that person anymore." "Then don't be. It's that simple. Choose to be better every day." They continue their rounds. More patients. More stories. More humanity. At the end of the shift, Trevor is exhausted. But it's a good exhaustion. The kind that comes from doing meaningful work. Elena walks him out. They stand in the parking lot. The sun is setting. The sky is orange and pink. "I have to tell you something," Trevor says. "I talked to my father about the free legal services. He wasn't happy. We had a huge fight. But I didn't back down. I told him it was happening. That it had to happen. That it was the right thing to do." What did he say? He said I was throwing away my career, that I was letting a judge push me around, that I needed to fight back. And I told him he was wrong. I told him I've been wrong my whole life, that he raised me wrong, that money and connections aren't what matter, that people matter, that character matters. Elena's eyes widen. You said that to your father? Yeah. He hung up on me. We haven't talked in a week. But I don't care. I'm done living his life. I need to figure out my own. Elena smiles. A real smile. The first one Trevor has seen from her. That took courage. It took seeing you. Seeing Arthur and Dorothy and Louise and James and Grace. Seeing what real strength looks like. I've been weak my whole life. I've hidden behind my father's money and name. Not anymore. They stand there in silence for a moment. Your husband, Trevor says quietly. What was he like? Elena's smile fades, but she doesn't look angry. He was kind. That's the first word that comes to mind. Miguel was just kind. To everyone. He never had much. We never had much. But he shared what we had. He helped people. He was patient with our kids. He worked hard but never complained. He made me laugh every single day. Her voice cracks. I miss him so much. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for what I said that day. About your loss. About deserving understanding. I was so wrong. You were, but you're different now. I see it. Trevor nods. I have 9 more weeks. 9 more weekends. I don't know what happens after that. But I know I don't want to stop. I want to keep doing this. Keep helping. Keep learning. Elena puts her hand on his shoulder. Then keep doing it. You don't need a judge to order you. You can just choose to be a good person. Can I ask you something? Sure. Do you forgive me? Elena thinks about this. Really thinks. I'm getting there. Forgiveness takes time. But I see you trying. That's enough for now. Thank you. For giving me a chance. For teaching me. You're welcome. Trevor walks to the bus stop. Elena watches him go. This young man in scrubs and sneakers. No designer clothes. No gold watch. Just a person trying to be better. She gets in her 15-year-old Honda. Drives home. Her kids are waiting. Isabella made dinner. Spaghetti. It's not great, but it's made with love. They eat together. Talk about their days. Carlos tells a joke. Sophia shows her a picture she drew at school. It's of their family. Mom, Isabella, Carlos, Sophia. And a stick figure in the clouds. Dad. Elena starts to cry. But they're not all sad tears. Some are grateful tears. Life is hard. So hard. But she has her kids. She has her health. She has people like Frank Sullivan who care. She has a judge who saw her humanity. She has hope. 2 more weeks pass. Today is the day Trevor has to read his apology letter in court. He wrote it by hand. It took him 3 tries to get it right. The first version was too formal. Too much like a lawyer wrote it. The second was too emotional. Felt fake. The third was honest. Raw. Real. He stands outside the courtroom. The same courtroom where this all started. He's wearing simple clothes. Khakis. A button-down shirt. No tie. No expensive watch. He left all that at home. He walks in. The gallery is packed. Word got out. People want to see this. Some are here to support him. Most are here out.